Okay, we are on lesson number 325 of the Workbook of A Course in Miracles, and I happen to be out of town and in this really sort of nice little older, but whoa. But I said that because there's a picture over my desk. It's a watercolor, and I had to do a double take because it looks exactly like the work my uncle used to do, but it's not. It's not signed by him. He was an artist in the Hudson Valley School back in New York. Um, and the contemplation is creation, and this is lesson 325. All things I think I see reflect the ideas. That's Um, this lesson is very clear in what it is, in what it's saying, and how our mind works to make images, the projected imagery around us that we think is real and we think is the world. Now, what the Course is telling us, what Jesus is telling us, is there is a way to use our mind because this is true. This is salvation's keynote. What I see reflects a process in my mind which starts with my idea of what I want. From there, the mind makes up an image of the thing the mind desires, judges valuable, and therefore seeks to find. These images are then projected outward, looked upon, esteemed as real, guarded as one's own, from insane wishes. Now, this is the value of understanding that and accepting that to be true. I know many people are going to struggle with it. Many people are going to try to prove that it's wrong, rather than just utilizing it as something new that they've learned and a key. In a sense, this would be if there was a lesson, Abraham Hicks's explanation of what the vortex and how the law of attraction works. This is Jesus's lesson explaining exactly how our mind works and why it can work to project something other than we think we are living in, as a way of taking back the power of our mind so that we can prove to ourselves something that we've forgotten, and then once we remember it, allow it to be the operating principle within our minds and hearts for the purpose of restoring us to the totality of the understanding of what is occurring, why it's occurring, and who we are in creation, so as for us to go and continue creation. From insane wishes comes an insane world. From judgment comes a world condemned. And from forgiving thoughts, a gentle world comes forth, with mercy for the Holy Son of God, to offer him a kindly home, where he can rest a while before he journeys on, and help his brothers walk ahead with him and find the way to heaven and to God. Remember yesterday we were talking about the idea, I would not lead, I will only follow. This is how a son of God who has come into the realization of what's occurring, the recognition that he is dreaming, the understanding of how the dreaming is occurring, the awakening to the understanding that if it is my dream, I am responsible for it, and if I can be responsible for it, I can become responsible for my mind and heart and allow it to converge with my reality and allow a whole nother dream to be projected that can help aid and abet the true sojourn, the true purpose for which we've come. We've come for the salvation of the world. Our Father, your ideas reflect the truth, and mine apart from yours but make up dreams. Of course, because the idea that you could be separate from your Creator is what the dream stems from, And the reason why it is a dream is because it's not possible. And in the impossibility of it, you're literally working against yourself. And you have yourself, that's why it feels like a prison. It feels like it's limited. It feels like there's no escape, is because you've imprisoned yourself within a mind that has made an illusion, accepted it as reality, yet deep within there is a will that knows this is not so, and what is occurring is the bubbling up of the understanding of what's happening, and your desire to end the frustration, the pain, and sickness, pain, and the suffering that comes from not cooperating consciously with the purpose of your creation and your creator and your brothers who were likewise man and mankind. Let me behold what only yours reflects, for yours and yours alone establishes truth. Yes, and there's a section in the course that talks about going into reality, getting the glimpses and bringing them back here, and utilizing the light of those glimpses within our mind in a way in which is true to the process that our mind works by, yet is also true to the light and love we're created to be, in order to begin to reflect truth rather than to reflect our own confusion and being lost within the complexities of an ego illusion, in which all the complexities are made up of the same stuff, nothing. I had this experience once where the tech crew said to me, somehow they turned me a quarter. It's like you're spiraling. It feels like you're spiraling up in this process. They turned me a quarter of a turn higher, and in that I could see that the illusion is all made up of a single substance, and the differentiation of the illusion is not based on what's in the illusion. It's based on the differentiation that is within my mind, projected out there. Yet everything is of a single substance here, and we give it different, what would you say it, values, numerical values in that sense. Like one has a higher value than the other, which produces the degrees, aspects, and intervals. But all I can say is this: all things I think I see reflect ideas. The reason why we can awaken and dream a dream of salvation, wherein which all of us return home to a reality we never left, is because what I see reflects a process in my mind which starts with my idea of what I want, and the reason why it starts with your idea of what you want. Because if you were in the condition of the recognition of who you are in reality as that which is created as everything, and that which is created with everything so as to share everything, you could not find yourself in the condition of want. Because it is a condition that is not real, except perhaps for an instant in this dream, you make up things that you think you want, because in truth you want nothing, because you are everything. So there's a never-ending desire for the recognition of your own everythingness in being, as a being in creation. And the seeming, what should I call it, pit of desire that never seems to be satiated by anything within the world of space and time, is merely there to remind you to look within for where satisfaction can be gained within the recognition of your reality and who you are in that reality. Every time we look outside of ourselves, we establish an idol wherein which we think, or with which, by which we think we will be completed, and we set ourselves on a search that ends in despair every single time. Now, when you've had enough despair, you can see the search you've been on. You can recognize in this lesson the process by which that search has occurred. You can change your mind from searching for something that is not available outside, because you can begin to recognize in the acceptance of this process that there is another way for you to go about being here that represents the visions of wholeness that come when we free ourselves from thinking that the world has anything at all to offer and is something other than that which is being projected from a mind that's in a fevered delirium brought about by its inability to find satisfaction, because no satisfaction is available, mostly because none is necessary when you return your mind and heart the way God created it to the reality from which you were created.